the best novice hurdler we've seen so far.
I was almost so close to saying Goshen there without even realising.
Close.
I think she's going to absolutely hose up. Just let's have a go. How many winners do you reckon he'll end up having over the weekend? Hello and a warm welcome to the Next Gen Racing YouTube channel for our weekend preview. Not usually as you know it, we're actually going to do a top 5 bets for the Dublin Racing Festival this weekend. We will also cover a few bets across some of the ITV domestic card in the UK from Sandown and Musselburgh. As always, I am joined by Mr. Jack Dawling, who is from Hong Kong, as always, recording over there. Jack, before we actually get into our top 5 bets, I just want to say that subscribers went up rapidly last week after last week's episode. Loads of subscribers coming in. So as always, do like, comment, share and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. It is free. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds to click that subscribe button while I just ask Jack how his weekend was. I saw plenty of cricket and golf on your Instagram on the weekend. Jack, what were you up to?
Yeah, a little bit of cricket, a little bit of golf. Trying to play a little bit of this and that. Not very well, of course, but no, it was nice. The sun's shining. The weather's pretty nice over here in Hong Kong at the moment. So it's all systems go, really. What about yourself?
Yeah, lovely, mate. I'm heading off to Dublin early morning, Friday morning, going to the DRF and also the Six Nations over there. Obviously, Ireland are playing England in Dublin, so it's going to be a bit of a mega weekend in the capital of Ireland. Looking forward to that. I think we've given everyone who's watching enough time to subscribe to the channel, so thank you very much for doing so. Right, let's get into the top 5 bets then, Jack. We've done these videos plenty before. They've been ever so popular, and we count down from 5 to 1. So let's start off with bet number 5, and I'll kick things off. I'm going to go to the 150 at Leopardstown on Saturday. I'm going to keep this quite simple, and I've put this at number 5 for a reason, but it's the Grade 1 juvenile hurdle, and I think San Lucy is an absolute weapon. Now, she won a steadily run race at Punchestown and quickened away really, really well that day to win by 11 lengths. And she's obviously going to get a fillies allowance here, which is going to be handy. The target is the Triumph Hurdle. Willie Mullins has mentioned that, and Willie Mullins has talked really, really highly of San Lucy, who's in those Richie colours. Like I say, she's going to be up against Hello Neighbour here, who's rivaling her in the market, who won really nicely at Christmas time, a much better race than what San Lucy did. But I do think San Lucy's going to step up and improve for this Grade 1 level. And I generally do think this is the horse that will be finishing second in the Triumph Hurdle, not to Lulamba, to East India Dock. I think East India Dock is an absolute rocket. I can't believe that this horse is still around sort of the 3 to 172 mark for the Triumph Hurdle. I think this is a really good bet. I think East India Dock's a rocket. But I think San Lucy could be the one to finish second come March time. I've put this at number 5 because there's not too much to go on, obviously being a juvenile hurdle, but I do think she's going to be one of the many Mullins winners over the weekend, Jack. What about you? Number 5, please.
Yeah, on to number 5. That juvenile hurdle is an interesting race, isn't it? I think there's probably the wrong favourite in Hello Neighbour. I'd even have Lady Vega Allen to reverse the form with Hello Neighbour. But no, San Lucy, of course. Paul Townend's stuck with San Lucy, so it'll be interesting to see how she goes. Number 5 for me, it's going to be the penultimate race at Leopardstown on the Sunday. The 350, it's a 2-mile handicap hurdle. I love to get stuck into these. And Any Road is 33 to 1. I've put him up once before, but I'm just sure he has a big pod in him and he's well handicapped. He absolutely hacked up on seasonal reappearance at Fairy House and he beat What's Up Darling. What's Up Darling was 6th in the Martin Pipe last year and was also 4th in Graded Company in the Grade 3 handicap hurdle at Aintree. He was whipped round at the start and then was just never in contention at Leopardstown at Christmas. And last time out at Navan, if you watch the race back, he was absolutely tanking over 2.5 miles. He must have gone heavily odds on in play, but he just didn't find anything off the bridle. And goodness me, he was about 4 or 5 wide, jumped really nicely throughout, was again pretty reluctant to start, but got going. And I think he's got a big pod in him. I think the drop back to 2 miles shouldn't be an issue. He's a solid jumper of a hurdle. And I think that the way the race is won quickly over 2 miles will suit him. So a 33 to 1 shot to start us off. It's going to be Any Road.
There you go, 33 to 1. Yeah, 350 at Leopardstown on Sunday from Jack. Big price there. Jack, I'll come straight back to you then for bet number 4 if I can.
I'll keep it simple for number 4. Shortest one that I'm going to put up. I think Kopek de Board's probably the best novice hurdler we've seen so far. So I think he's going to go in the 2-mile Grade 1 novice hurdle there, or Leopardstown. He was really impressive at Christmas. He jumped awfully, still won in a decent time. Kawabunga, who was second, has gone and won a solid race since, and I think he takes all the beatings. So around the 5 to 4 mark, I think he just wins.
Yeah, that's the 140 at Leopardstown on Sunday, Kopek de Board. I'm actually going to head to Sandown for my bet number 4, and it comes in the 125 there, which is a novices handicap hurdle. And I like the look of the the Gary and Josh Moore, Gary and Josh Moore combo of Khalees Dairy. Do you know what? I was almost so close to saying Goshen there
You
without
were,
even
you were
realising.
close. You were close.
So yeah, Khalees Dairy's the horse for me in the 125 there. This horse is off 103, which is probably fair on what this horse has actually done, but he's been ever so consistent, finishing second on his last 2 starts. Now he's by authorised, and I'm convinced the heavy ground that Sandown could have, hopefully the meeting goes ahead, but that heavy ground there could suit this horse, and off a really low weight, I think this horse in this heavy ground will show some improvement. It's currently 10-1. He looks a really great each way bet to me, and I know Gary and Josh Moore, they haven't really shown the best this season. I think Gary was quite vocal about that, feeling a bit sorry that it hasn't quite worked out as a partnership as of yet, but they are going to come back to form at some stage. I'm convinced they're a great yard and they love having success at Sandown. We know that. So Khalees Dairy is around sort of the 12-1 shot in the 125 at Sandown on Saturday. Right, bet number 3 then, and I'll go for this one. I'm quite keen on this. I was actually tempted to move this one a little bit higher, but the 1240 at Leopardstown on Sunday is a listed handicap hurdle, and probably a little bit boring and original, but I think Queen's Gamble at the top of the market at 7-2 is a great bet in this. Harry Derham, he isn't afraid of having winners in Ireland and runners in Ireland. He's already won a race this season with Washington at Fairyhouse. You can remember Queen's Gamble. This horse actually won a maiden hurdle. I think it was at Warwick for Oliver Sherwood. And there was a lot of hype about her at that time. And it was even before the bumper, wasn't it? The champion bumper. There was a lot of hype around this horse. And I thought it hasn't worked quite how I thought it would with this horse, but she is very good. Let's not get this wrong. She won her first 2 starts. Impressive enough for Harry Derham at both Kempton and Taunton. The race at Taunton was a listed race, and she had a little bit of a setback and then returned in November last year in the Jerry Fielded and ran an absolute cracker by Navajo Indy, and she was ahead of the likes of our champ Salva and Jericho de Ripone, which was good going to do that off a little bit of a break. Now she is top weight in here off 134, but God, I think she's far better than a mark of 134. I really do. I think she's very well handicapped. Top weight, but 7-2, a great price for me in the 1240 at Leopardstown on Sunday. Jack, bet number 3 for you.
Number 3, I'm going to head to Musselburgh, the 142, the Scottish Triumph Trial over there. I really want to take on Harry Derham's French import. I think he's probably just going to be overbet. He could be far too good. I'll probably look at the race from an each-way angle instead. There are 2 in there which intrigue me. Lucas Tipple, I think it is, who has the form of St. Lucy tied in. But the other one that I'm going to put up is Ho Sam, who's about 14-1 at the moment. Got the job done last time out at Wetherby, but I thought there was a lot more in the tank, a lot more up his sleeve than in the manner he won. He travelled an absolute dream. It looked like he was going to win by about 10, but then he just couldn't sprint clear of the runner-up, who since hasn't gone and done anything since. He was rated 93 on the flat, was Ho Sam. So I think there's a little bit more to come, hopefully. He's currently rated 110. I know they want to go to the Boodles. They've said they want to go to the Boodles. And if he's going to get into the Boodles, he's going to need a big effort here. So Ho Sam, off a mark of 110, of course, in the Triumph Trial, he's not really well off at the weights at all. He's off level weights with 133 rated import from Harry Derham, but he's 14-1. I think that's a decent each way price about Ho Sam.
There we go, one from Musborough from Jack Dawling there. Straight back to you then, Jack, and we're on number 2, our next best for the weekend.
Oh, we're going to stay up at Musselburgh. The next best for the weekend comes in the Scottish County Hurdle, which is at 2:17. Good old time, 2:17. Florida Dreams is 5-1. Not a huge price, but I think he's a pretty solid win bet. I think he's been a tad disappointing since winning that Grade 2 bumper at Aintree, but he's been running in some hot races, and it looks like he'll have conditions in his favour here. He wasn't disgraced in the Greatwood when he was 5th, and he hated the ground last time out at Aintree. Step up and trip, I don't think really suited as well. He was heavily backed into 2-1 favourite that day as well over the 2.5 miles. I think this drop back to 2 miles, a sounder surface will be absolutely perfect for him. He's got the likes of Affadil to beat in there, but I think 5-1 is a pretty solid win bet about Florida Dreams in the Scottish County Hurdle.
Yeah, Florida Dreams up at Musborough as well for Jack there. My next best does come from the Dublin Racing Festival, and it actually comes in the Irish Gold Cup. And I was looking through this, and we have got the Great Clash. To be fair, they all stood their ground, really, didn't they, at the declaration stage for this? But you've got Galopin de Champs taking on Factor Far, which is the race that everyone really wanted to see. But I found one. I think I found one. It may be one that's easy to find, but Embassy Gardens as an each way bet. I think it's an absolute cracker, to be totally honest, Jack, and could spring a little bit of a shock for Willie Mullins. But he's done absolutely nothing wrong in his career. In December 2023, he won a beginner's chase by 13 lengths. He then won a Grade 3 by 10 lengths, then went on to finish second in, well, albeit well beaten, but in a National Hunt chase. Nothing went right at Punchdown when the horse was pulled up at the Punchdown Festival, but he won that race at Tremor on New Year's Day, the one that Willie Mullins loves. He used to win at Valbon Photo, didn't he, before he took that horse to Cheltenham for the Gold Cup. And I was just looking at it, and the way he pulled away at the last on New Year's Day, I thought that was some of the best I've seen of Embassy Gardens. I was really impressed that day. And I think 12 to 1's a little bit too big. I'd probably have this horse a little bit shorter in the market. I'm not saying this horse is as good as Galopin de Champs and Factor Far and even Monty Star, but I'd have this horse on level prices with someone like Monty Star. I feel this horse has got the ability, and Michael O'Sullivan is aboard. So Embassy's Gardens, 12 to 1, I think it's a cracking each way bet in the Irish Gold Cup. And the best bet for the weekend, I'm going to stay at the DRF, Jack, but you know what? I'll let you go first.
Ooh, I'm also going to go to the DRF. I'm going to take you on in the 12:40 on Sunday, that 2 mile, 2 furlong mares handicap hurdle. Managed to find the winner of Brucio, who won by about 6 lengths last year, I think, at 20 to 1. This year, I think Cottle Slow Sunshine, easy for me to say, at 8 to 1 is going to go and win for Joseph O'Brien. Won really nicely last time out of Thurles, and I think she has a lot more to give off 127. She managed to battle back there towards the line and get up. I think the step up to 2 mile 2 is definitely going to suit. Got off the mark in November at Limerick in good style. The second and third have won next time out. Didn't quite stay 2 mile 3. Looked like she was going to go win the race next time out. Couldn't get the job done, but then last time out of Thurs showed a really nice attitude to battle back. The second and third from that race have since finished second and third, respectively, to Aurora Vega, I think it was, in the Grade 3 at Fairyhouse, and I think she has more to give off 127. The time was solid as well, so she's 8 to 1 there. I completely understand the Queen's Gamble angle. I'd just rather back one at an each way price, and I think Clottle Slow Sunshine, goodness me, they could have thought of an easier name, is well handicapped there.
Yeah, at least you found a bit of value in that market, and I made myself and picked the fab. Right, my best bet then, and do you know what? I've literally just gone back on the Race Post website just to see the price of this horse, and I can't believe how much it's shortened since I did the preview and wrote this. And I'm not going to after time. I'll put the price on screen of how it is now. Don't worry about that. But Saturday, the 1st of February, 2:25, handicap hurdle over 3 miles, and meeting of the waters with Rachel Blackwood goes off for Willie Mullins. What are you laughing about?
Oh, meeting in the waters, eh? Gets beat off 112 in a handicap hurdle and goes wins the national.
Yeah, just 2 seconds, right? And I'm not even joking. I wrote this preview, and genuinely, I've actually had a bet as well. I won't lie, I've had a bet at 5 to 1, right? I've just gone on the Racing Post website. 5 to 2, and I'm not lying. Like, when I actually kind of finished writing this preview, it was probably about an hour ago. Like, and the price has just absolutely collapsed. Someone's had a right go at meeting of the waters. I really have. But honestly, this horse of 112 is just a little bit ridiculous. Now, give excuses for this horse's run around Christmas time. Had a £7 claim on that day. But if you go through and look at this horse's form, obviously he was 7th in the National last year, 3rd in the Ultima. And we just know this horse stays well. It's the first time I've ever heard of since March 2023, and it just feels like a bit of a plan, doesn't it? It really does. The fact this horse has been basically placed in this race, could have been placed in the handicap chase, but they've gone here, they've decked up, and they've put up Rachel Blackmore. Whether he goes over fence after this, I do not know, but like I say, there were excuses for the last day. A horse who's rated, 142 or low 140s over fences and 112 over hurdles, and just at the bottom of my notes here, it says 5 to 1 is a cracking price. It's 5 to 2 now, but I couldn't believe the price, to be fair. Hence the reason it's probably a lot of people have seen that now and had a bet. But yeah, 5 to 2, meeting of the waters. That's in the 225.
Absolute disgrace. What happens when he goes and gets beat off 112 and then goes and wins the national by 150? Then what happens? Just quickly though, Sam, as well. There's a lot of Grade 1 action, of course, at Leopardstown over the weekend. Are there anything that you're really looking forward to seeing, or potentially an odds-on shot that you think is going to flop?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to be over there. It's the first time I've been to the DRF. I've got the opportunity to work over there, so I will be seeing some of the really great action. I'm intrigued to see the Dublin Chase, obviously, to see. I mentioned on a few weeks back about John Bond being the one that just won't be beaten in that champion chase, but obviously we've got his potential rivals in here in Gaelic Warrior, Marine Nationale, and even El Fabiola if this horse were declared. So I'm excited to see that horse. I think Lossie Mouth, I mean, it's an obvious one, but I think she's going to absolutely hose up. And then I think we'll possibly hear a decision of where the target will be based on what happens, whether it's the mares or the champion herd. I'll be intrigued because we haven't actually heard Willie Mullins' thoughts really since Constitution Hill's come out and won at Cheltenham last week. So I'll be intrigued there. But Jack, there's some great horses. This is actually a really great festival. They've crammed it all into 2 days, which is perfect. And we always, there's that discussion around Cheltenham being, should it be a smaller festival? Should it be 2 or 3 days? But realistically, they can get so much good action in over these 2 days, and every race is an absolute cracker.
Yeah, no, it is. Every race is a cracker. As I say, I don't think it's always the best from like a betting perspective, but hey, look, it's a great spectacle. I think Final Demand's probably going to be a bit too good in the Nathaniel Lacey. I know Super Sunday's probably taking him on for a price up there. Hopefully, this is where they send Factor File to the Ryanair. Hopefully, this is the kind of the crowning moment for him to then go to the Ryanair. I don't think that he needs to try and challenge Galopin Chom in the Gold Cup. But hey, if he turns him over, then who knows? Madgeborough, not convinced by Madgeborough just yet. 6-4 on to win a Grade 1. I know that's probably a little bit harsh. I think the Juveniles are a great race as well. And yeah, I think it's shaping up to be another cracking weekend. I think Kopek the Board's going to stick his neck out as well. So yeah, it looks like a cracking weekend, and hopefully a few stick their neck out, of course, for Cheltenham.
Right, let's have a quick game for literally a minute there's 15 races at the DRF over the weekend. Willie Mullins is going to have plenty of runners and plenty of favourites. There's so many of them. Just let's have a go. How many winners do you reckon he'll end up having over the weekend?
Oh, I mean, he's got to have at least 5 odds on favourites.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe even more. 15. I reckon. I actually might go unders. I might go 7.
That's exactly where I sit. I'm sitting
go.
7, yeah, that's exactly where I sit. So it'll be interesting to see. Let us know down in the comments how many winners you think Willie Mullins will be having at the DRF this weekend. Fantastic as always, short and sweet. We had actually comments last week saying how much they're enjoying how kind of quick and short and snappy these previews are. So we are going to keep delivering those for you, and I'm glad that you are enjoying them as viewers. Big thanks to Jack. As always, enjoy your weekend, Jack. I'm sure you'll be watching the DRF at silly o'clock over in Hong Kong. I'll be looking forward to being over there. If you are a Next Gen watcher and do see me, do come and say hello. I'd love to have a chat. But as always, thanks very much for watching. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will be back again next weekend.